Right now in your fast track to 7, we're following breaking news on a silver alert issued about a half hour ago for a missing North Dakota man. 77-year-old Cecil Janot, also going by the nickname Sonny of Belcourt, was last seen earlier today at BIA Road 12 in Belcourt. He's an American Indian, 5'7", around 170 pounds, with white hair and brown eyes.
He is believed to be driving a maroon 2017 Chevy Silverado Duramax crew cab. Now, this is a picture of what it looks like. It has Turtle Mountain plates 31946. Janot was wearing a gray pullover sweatshirt and blue Levi jeans. If you have any information about him, call the BIA. That's 701-477-6134, or you can call your local law enforcement.
Also on your fast track to 7, family, friends, and colleagues coming together in Moorhead later this morning to remember a man beloved by many.
The Clay County Sheriff Bill Berquist is being laid to rest today. The Valley Today's Jillian Trudeau joins us live with more information on the memorial service for the former sheriff. Good morning, Jillian.
Good morning, guys. That's right. I'm outside of Nemzik Hall on the MSUM campus, where the funeral service for Clay County Sheriff Bill Berquist will take place at 11 a.m. today. Berquist served on law enforcement for over 40 years. He died Friday, July 29th at Sanford's Hospice House in Fargo after a battle with Alzheimer's dementia. He was only 64 years old. So today, the visitation is from 9 to 11 a.m. at Nemzik Hall here at MSUM, with the funeral service to follow at 11 a.m. For people not attending, they can support by standing along the procession route that actually leaves from Nemzik Hall and goes east of 6th Avenue South, north on 20th Street South, and across Highway 10. It will then turn west on 1st Avenue North and proceed north up 11th Street North to Riverside Cemetery.
All right, the Valley Today's Jillian Trudeau with information on how you can pay your respects to that well-respected man in the community. Thank you. It was called in as a car pedestrian crash, but ended with the would-be victim in handcuffs. Fargo police found a man lying on Broadway just north of Main Avenue around 2 yesterday morning, but they say he was uncooperative and tried to leave. Witnesses told officers that the man had earlier asked someone for a ride, and when they refused, he busted out their car window, got in the vehicle, and started fighting with a passenger.
The passenger then forced the man and himself out of the car, where the fight continued before that passenger got back in the car and the driver took off. 21-year-old Seth Baker of Belcourt, North Dakota, was arrested for assault, criminal mischief, unlawful entry into a motor vehicle, and refusal to halt. There's no word yet on the cause of a fire that gutted a Fargo family's home in the Carl Benn Middle School neighborhood. It started around 9 a.m. yesterday on the porch at 1442 11th Avenue South. And by the time fire crews rolled up, there were flames shooting out of the first and second stories.
And 2 people got up safely. Firefighters then had to rescue 2 cats inside. The home has major fire and smoke damage. No official damage estimate yet available.
And it's time now for a look at our storm team forecast. Good morning, Lisa Green.
Good morning. Starting off our Monday on a pretty note here in Fargo, but there is a little bit of haze out there in the form of some light fog affecting us right now. So watch out for some fog this morning rolling in some areas. It's 63 degrees in Fargo, wind out of the south-southeast at 10 miles per hour. We're looking at some isolated thunderstorms also up to the north and west that are just pushing in to our western viewing area. Places like Leeds area going to be impacted by this. Maddock as well. Up to the northwest from there is a stronger thunderstorm that's trying to dip into the northern valley across the international border. We'll have to watch, but it's not until later this afternoon and evening that we have the threat for more severe storms coming our way, and overnight as well. We're under a marginal severe risk for almost all of North Dakota and parts of Minnesota. I have a feeling that might get extended into more parts of Minnesota today, because it looks like these storms are going to be strong through the morning there too. A high of 80 degrees today in Fargo, again with more cloud cover. For Tuesday, expect to see temperatures into the 70s, and we just stay active all week here during the work week.
All right, a busy week for you, Lisa Green.
That's right. We might be talking about storms this time tomorrow morning.
She always has a busy week, it seems. All right, Lisa, thank you this morning. It is now 6:54. Fargo police are asking for help tracking down a 15-year-old boy. They say Henrique Watson, picture on your screen, ran away from his South Fargo home Saturday. Now contact Fargo police with any information about him.
2 people are hurt and 1 man in jail for DUI after a 3-car crash on the Highway 52 bypass west of Jamestown. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says 2 vehicles were stopped at a construction zone stoplight yesterday afternoon when an SUV came up behind them and didn't stop. That SUV smashed into 1 vehicle, pushing it into a ditch. Then it hit the other car before crashing into a culvert.
39-year-old Aaron Madsen of Jamestown was then arrested for DUI and reckless endangerment. A passenger in his car has minor injuries, as does a woman in one of the cars that he hit. CBS News has learned that a joint FBI Homeland Security memo warns of the potential for domestic violent extremists to carry out attacks on all levels of law enforcement amid growing threats against agencies. The bulletin says the threats are happening mainly online.
It comes on the heels of the search of former President Donald Trump's home in Florida. Agents say they retrieved close to 24 boxes and binders of material containing 11 sets of classified documents, some even marked top secret. Former Miss America and Bismarck native Kara Mund is in the Valley collecting signatures for her petition to get on the November ballot as a North Dakota congressional candidate. She stopped at West Acres in Fargo yesterday to talk with potential voters.
It's only been a week since Mund announced her mission to get on the November ballot for the United States House of Representatives. She plans to run as an independent, but needs 1,000 signatures to qualify. Mund says many things are influencing her decision to run, including the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade and the voting record of North Dakota's congressional incumbents.
I think people are just excited to see another option on the ballot, hopefully to see a woman for the first time ever in that role, in that position, as someone you can vote for. And it's important that we have that representation, and especially now in 2022, it should not be the first time that a woman has been placed on the ballot for this role.
Mund will be in Grand Forks to collect signatures today as well.
A lot of FM area kids are getting new looks today. It's Joseph's School of Hair Design's Free Cuts for Kids Day.
Joseph's is partnering with the Salvation Army to help get kids ready to go back to school. They say a fresh cut helps students start off the year with that much needed confidence. Also, a new poll finds nearly a third of parents worry about their child's safety going to and from school.
The University of Michigan survey shows more than a quarter of parents believe elementary and middle schoolers are more likely to get hurt in the drop-off area. Speeding, distracted driving, and children not staying on the sidewalks are just some of the issues that are fueling these parents' concerns. UND administrators and staff are starting a 3-day road trip today to get a look at the importance of higher education in the state and a look at where their students are coming from.
It's the first bus tour since the pandemic, and it'll take them to Carrington, Underwood, Bismarck, Mandan, Medora, Nome, Gwinner, and Fargo. This annual event was started in 1990 by Tom Clifford, but this is the first time it's being hosted by current UND president Andy Armacost. A small North Dakota town is rallying around a young family that suffered a tragic loss this summer. Erin Schmidt of Linden died in June, and her newborn son passing away just a few days later.
Now, Schmidt died of cancer. Her son was preterm, born at 23 weeks. The Linton community gathered over the weekend to show love and support for that family, a gesture that means a lot to Erin's husband, Eric, as he looks to the future with daughters Laura, Jill, and Heidi. He is inspired by Erin's motto of, "I know you can do this."
I'm going to have to do it, and I am going to do it for her and for the girls.
The community says Erin was a huge part of Linton. She was a teacher and an active church member who impacted many lives. Well, swimming pools are closing for the season, and that means it's time for the doggy dip over in Moorhead. The pups are the last ones to use the pools each season, and for $5, your pet can cool off at either the South Park or Northeast wading pools today.
It runs from 3:30 to 7:30. Proceeds go toward Moorhead's dog parks. Now, dogs do have to be on a collar. They also have to be properly licensed and vaccinated. Talk about the dog days of summer here. Anyway, the end of summer also means that annual Concordia Cobber Corn Feed is about to happen. It's coming up Wednesday. It is open to the entire community.
This year's Chowdown starts at 5:30 at Prexy's Pond along 8th Street. The corn is free, and there are other concessions for purchase.
All right, the Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. We have more live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up for you right now on the Fargo CW.